Hey, what's up gentlemen and ladies, welcome to another Final Fantasy discussion, and today I thought that since the new Dissidia game is coming out this week, Thanksgiving to be exact, what better time to talk about the previous Dissidia games than now. But before I get into that, you guys may have noticed that this video is actually going up one day after my previous video, and that's not really like me. Unless there's some kind of like major news, I usually upload twice weekly. Well, the thing is, I figured that since it is Thanksgiving week, like I mentioned earlier, and I am thankful for all 315 of my subscribers, to show you guys how thankful I am, all week long you will be getting one Final Fantasy related video from me every day. That's right, starting yesterday actually, Monday, all the way up until next Monday, you guys can expect something new in your subscriptions box from me relating to Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Square Enix, and all kinds of things to show you guys how thankful I am for clicking that subscribe button and watching all of my videos. It really does mean a lot to me. Anyways, enough jibber jabber, let's get to the topic in hand, and a much debated one at that. Are the Dissidia games, Dissidia Final Fantasy, Dissidia Duodecim, canon? Are they fanfic, or all of the FF universes really connected? Well, before I go ahead and go into it, let me just point out that I am going to be talking about specifically the original two games and not the new arcade one. When it was first revealed, the game was under the name Dissidia Final Fantasy Reboot, which leads me to believe that it's not in the same canon as the old games, though you never really know. However, seeing as how the game is not out yet, we don't really know much in terms of the story, if there is one at all, so this video will mainly focus on the original two PSP titles. Now, in terms of 100% confirmed facts stated by the developers, as far as I know, there is none. So if you guys came in here hoping to get a solid, no doubt about it, no really answer, then I'm sorry. If anyone out there knows of any time that Square Enix has touched on this matter, then feel free to correct me in the comments, but there is a lot of hints towards this. Now, it's worth pointing out that in the grand scheme of things, it could really be either one. Like, there isn't anything in Dissidia that stops it from being canon, and I'll explain why in a little bit, but if you don't like the idea of this seemingly fanfic come to life being a part of the FF lore, then it really doesn't have to be either. For one, Dissidia is not the only thing in the Final Fantasy games that hints towards a connected FF universe. While it may by far be the biggest connection, there are several more. For one, there's the very popular Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy VII connected theory that I will likely go more in depth into in a future video regarding specifically the character of Shinra from X-2. In the game, Shinra is just a small boy, but a rather intelligent one at that. He not only is involved with the creation of the spheres, which is a very major aspect of X-2, but he later went on to found the Shinra Corporation, which we all know and hate from Final Fantasy VII. Besides that, we've all heard about the world of Ivalice. When Matsuno started working for Square, he had a world, a universe that he wanted for all of his games, and so far there's a pretty lengthy list of all the games that are canon with each other that take place in this exact world. The majority of the Final Fantasy Tactics series, Final Fantasy XII, even non-FF related games like Vagrant Story, and this is all confirmed canon. Not proof enough for you? Well, the Final Fantasy games all have several reoccurring characters throughout the series, and I'm not even talking about like Moogles or Chocobos. Heck, I'm not even talking about reoccurring names like Cid, Biggs, and Wedge, but one in particular, Gilgamesh. For those of you unaware, Gilgamesh is a reoccurring boss that has shown up everywhere from the series, all the way back from Final Fantasy IV and V, stretching all the way to the 13 series. And if that wasn't enough, he also shows up in Final Fantasy XII, which is part of Ivalice, and Dissidia. And this isn't your regular reoccurring being in Final Fantasy like a Cactuar or a Tonberry. He's actually described as an interdimensional traveler, which means that the Gilgamesh that you fought as your half-cat lady in A Realm Reborn is the same one that you fight with Class 0 in Type 0. And of course, let's not forget to mention the entirety of the Fabula Nova Crystallis. As we all know, these three series, Final Fantasy 13, Type 0, and 15, are connected through mythology, and a very reasonable explanation is that the same gods simply created multiple universes. They made from Grand Poles in 13 all the way to the Kingdoms of 15, which would explain why there's many similarities between those three games that we don't really see in many others, with terms like, Eidolons, Fal'Cie, l'Cie, etc. I've already made 2 entire videos talking about the FMC, so I'm not going to go into too much detail right now, but from all of this, I don't think that it's very hard to believe that two gods one day got into an argument and summoned warriors from the multiverse that is the Final Fantasy setting to fight for them. I mean, for crying out loud, in this video alone, I've managed to connect Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, Type 0, Dissidia, Vagrant Story, and probably a lot more that I missed. Kingdom Hearts, though, that's a different story, because while Kingdom Hearts would nicely add The World Ends With You into the mix, it would also add many plot holes. Though, seeing as how the time traveling mechanics of Final Fantasy VIII and 13.2 are canon with each other, I don't really see why we can't throw in Kingdom Hearts as time traveling as well and say that they're alternate timelines. I mean, the lore is messed up enough as is. But either way though, that's all that I have for you guys today. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to blitz that like button, subscribe, and as always, stay tuned for all things Final Fantasy.
行くわよ。集中なさい。